Hello from the land of TV. This is King Cool. And welcome to the Toast Reviews. For those of you who don't know how this works, I watch a movie, I put something in the toaster, and I talk about it before my toast is done. Now today on the show, pardon me, I left my notes over there, we are smack in the middle of 90s comic book movie month. And, you know, if I knew I was going to do this, I probably would have left up Barbed Wire for this month, because that's also a comic book. But here's one that people forget is based on a comic book. Judge Dredd, which is also going to be getting the remake treatment sometime soon. Oh, here's something interesting that I heard yesterday. This movie, Judge Dredd, cost, depending where you look, either $75 or $90 million in 1995 dollars. The remake cost $40. And I don't know if the remake has been shot in Bulgaria or whatever they do nowadays, but that's interesting, huh? And of course, Judge Dredd is sort of interesting for me because the Judge Dredd performance was sort of important for how I developed our hero's voice. It is very, very Judge Dreddy. You know, what was he saying? It's hard about this. No, I didn't say it. Just go back here. I haven't cued you yet. Yeah, his ears must have been burning. So alrighty, let's start the review. I think I've gallivanted too much. And today we are doing Aunt Jemima confetti waffles. So you can barely see the confetti because my camera ain't that great and it's not very bright in here. Here we go. Okay, you all know what Judge Dredd's about. It's about these vigilantes who, well, they're not vigilantes, it's the law at that point, go around basically kill people as the judicial system, or send them away to jail on the street to expedite it. And I tell you what, like, this movie I think thinks that it's sort of smart and is really dealing with some things. It starts to get a little there as far as dealing with certain issues about freedom and justice and how much power we can give the police or whatever. And then doesn't do a whole lot with it. Diane Lane plays the one of his under-judges, whatever, another judge. And seeing her in this movie is sort of like watching Julia Roberts in something. Basically, seeing Julia Roberts in this. Basically, it really is sort of weird to see it. The main thing is that Judge Dredd is framed for a murder he didn't commit, and then is stripped and sent out into the desert. And he spends about 8 seconds in the desert before he comes back. He's like, "I'm gonna go clear my name," And the reason he's framed is because his DNA matches a murder, because he's a clone of the antagonist, who's played not by Sylvester Stallone but Armand Assante. Apparently, they didn't want to do more than one Sylvester Stallone in a movie until Spy Kids 4. Not 4, rather 3. And here's the way they introduce Rico, is the Armand Assante character. He's in jail, and some guy hands him this thing. He hands him a judge badge that turns into a gun. Not the badge it turns into, but a holder for the badge, and it turns into a gun and he escapes. And then later he's looking for stuff in this warehouse, in this shop where they have all these weapons, and he's about to reach for a judge gun. He's like, hey, don't put that down. That thing will blow your hand off. And you actually see some guy getting electrocuted when he tries to grab Judge Dredd's gun. Maybe it was one of the other buddy judges. And he gets shocked and is killed by it. And then Rico picks up the gun and says, "I must be a judge then," and blows the guy away. Wouldn't it have been so much cooler if that was the reveal that he used to be a judge? Rather than seeing the badge with the guy. I mean, you don't know the guy's name is Rico. Maybe they do say it. I don't remember. But so those are sort of nitpicks. He shoots to the floor. The screenplay was by Stephen D'Souza. The soundtrack was Alan Silvestri, who did Avengers most recently, I think. And the costumes were designed by Versace. I think the Versace. There's really only one thing to talk about with this sort of movie, which has all this other stuff. It looks really good, but the first act takes way too long. Like when I say he gets kicked out, that's not the plot of the movie. That takes 45 minutes. He's thrown out in like minute 40 of a 90-minute movie. he's out there. He meets one people out there. He kills them. He goes back, and then does this, and then tries to undo Rico's plan because Rico wants to establish complete order basically by killing everybody. And I haven't even gotten to the fact that they're supposed to have identical DNA. Hang on. But I don't want to burn it today because I do want to eat this. But don't look the same. Don't sound the same. But that's how he framed them. But they can't. The guy, his boss, can't reveal that because their creation is still supposed to be a secret. But even with all this sort of the very uneven way this movie plays out, there is one other problem. The action is no good. The action is really bad. The action is... Alright, I got the players. I'm just going to demonstrate with the players. I won't normally do this like this. Like, okay, I'm going to get the bad guy. Bad guy comes at you. Ah! And then next shot is, oh, I'm watching you. The guy's watching him come at me. Cut to him grabbing something, a knife. He grabs a knife, and then he hits him. I can't quite hold it at the same time. And he punches him, boom, really badly, and the guy goes flying. Repeat this like a million times. The action in this movie is no good. It really isn't. It's really badly shot. So, I don't really know what else you can ask in a movie like this, but it's not really that much fun. And I don't know if all 90s seems like this, but I don't know if Terminator 2 had a lot more fun than this. That precedes this movie by a great deal. I'm running out of battery. I need to wrap this up. Hang on. So quickly, I can either do that or I can run upstairs and get the cord. So I'm gonna just quickly slather this in peanut butter and something else. And I have one scene I want to act out because I've already acted out the scene where the guy says, "Hey, we have a promotion for you, but I'm going to do it." I saw that in the cards review. Go ahead and watch that. But here's another scene that we've seen a million times. So please put your hands together and welcome the inanimate players. I've got you right where I want you. I'm going to use this gun that's clearly in my hand and shoot you. I'm helpless. What am I going to do? I shall close my eyes. Boom! Ah! I've been shot in the back. Let me fall down, clunk. Who saved me? Let me pan the camera to you. Looks like you owe me that drink, or whatever witty line I say. Oh, hugs. Yeah, they do that. You know what was the one time that worked for me? Rush Hour 3. Rush Hour 3 was not a good movie and not a good action movie, but that moment at least worked for me. Oh. Judge Dredd, I think, was considered a bomb by most people, but yeah, like, at first I was like, why are they remaking Judge Dredd? Now I'm like, why not? You know what? I'm not going to say it couldn't possibly be worse, but I think Stallone has even said he thinks it's a big missed opportunity, and it really is. So much money on the screen, and I didn't do anything with it. It's a shame. I don't know, some people probably love this. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm almost out of battery, so I have to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. This is King Cool. Drive home safe.